Samoa! Saung ia kau na kaua! Ia kau ia makwakau! Ia whai ia mawhai! Le manu, saung ia!
Hi, my name is Filiva'a. People call me Philly. I'm the singer for Shepherd's Rain.
My name is Oliver, and I'm in the band, and I play guitar in the band.
Beautiful, gentlemen. Thanks for joining us this afternoon.
Thanks for having us, man.
No worries, Kris.
All right, I think it's only fair to warn you off the top too, mate. Like I've got a few of your song names and your album names written down here for questions, and my pronunciation is going to be absolutely shithouse. So just smile and nod, and then you know what I'm talking about, okay?
No worries.
No worries.
Cool. So Shepherd's Rain will release a new album, Ala Mai, on August the 25th. How are you feeling about it?
Excited, very excited. It's probably one of the biggest steps we've taken for this band. We've had an album before, but the second one was more of a deeper meaning than the first one. The first one you just wrote songs and then just chucked them all together and released them. Where this one we actually had a nice thought about every single song and tried to tie them all into one sort of one topic subject, which is Ala Mai, which is awaken in English, which who we're saying to our ancestors, just awake and help us along this new journey we're about to take. Well, every single one of us individually in the band.
So before that, you've got the single Nafonva, which has just come out. So tell us a bit about that song.
Yeah, Nafanua. Yeah.
Nafanua.
You can tell us Nafanua.
Yeah, Nafanua. So Nafanua is coming out this Friday, and the song's about Nafanua, the goddess of Samoa, the goddess of war in Samoa, and we sort of wanted to briefly speak about her story, sing about her story, just to represent the females in our families. Shout out to all the strong, powerful women in our families and in our cultures who, back then didn't really get that sort of praise from the male side. But well, now you got the chance, and how better to do it than in the most aggressive genre in the world?
Why not?
Why not?
Song comes with a striking video clip as well, man. So can you tell us a bit about that, like what you were going for and a bit where the idea came from?
Yeah, we're quite proud of the video that we created for the song. And the video is made with the video producer that produced Le Manu and Ainga. So it's we've worked with them previously, and we've made some Masa as well. We've made some proud of the work done with Imagine Friends. And we always try to find ways to really show the meaning and the powerful nature and the culture in our videos. But obviously we don't have huge video budgets, so just trying to find ways of doing it. And so Dave had this cool concept, having a blacked out studio, and just showing Nafanua by showing her in powerful ways, but without doing too much. So just making her look really powerful with her gestures, and trying to incorporate elements from her story with just in symbolic ways, I guess. So one of her stories is based around these 4 weapons that she has. And so we incorporated those 4 weapons into the video. So each weapon gets shown, and then she's shown wielding those 4 different weapons that all have their own meanings. And we try to portray it, like really give that look of her as a powerful goddess. And we think we did a decent job of that. And in the band, we just our normal thing, just shoot the band playing hard.
And aside from Napanua, you've also released the singles La Manu and Aiga. So are those 3 a good sonic representation of what to expect from the album?
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes, those three as well as Umasata. So Umasata came out after was not Aotearoa, but that one's not going to be in the album. But these four that we're releasing, yeah, album's pretty much made of those types of songs about our history and just our culture. But then, to be honest, there's a real nice mix in there too. There's a couple of ballads. There's also, finally we've just released, which had a lyric video, and that one was a bit more of a poppy type of feel, and the song to do with love. So
Wow.
yeah, there's actually quite a few different topics that we're talking about in this album, but sort of all linked into the one Awaken, Ala Mai.
Yeah. You would have to put the axe down when you were doing the love song, mate. You can't go wielding an axe when you're singing about love.
That's why we did a video clip.
Go into the album a bit deeper, man. Like, can you tell us a bit more what you were going for musically with it? Like, what you sort of set out to achieve?
It was really because we made the songs together. It was really one of us would come up with an idea, and then we'd all come in and try and make it into a bigger idea, and then eventually into a full song. And I think every single song was made by different members of the band with different emotions running through their head at the time, going through different stages of their life. So it's really a mixture. There wasn't really one sort of main musical idea we had to show the world. But I guess one of the most powerful things is we just tried to do it as heavy as we can, just to show Shepherd's Rain style. Like there's a particular way that we write that the world will hear something, hear a riff, and they'll be like, "Oh, that's Shepherd's Rain. That's Shepherd's Rain. I know that. From the tone to the arrangement of our riffs and ideas, and we're trying to nail down on what that is. We still haven't got it, but we're damn well getting close.
Good shit. The album opens with a traditional Samoan song that is calm and peaceful compared to the rest of the album. So what was the thought process behind opening with that? Like, most bands like to come out aggressive and grab you by the curlies, but it's a nice, beautiful way to start.
You've got that one there, right? The intro, how it links in with Ainga.
Yep. So the whole reason behind that is obviously because in the video clip of Ainga, the song is used in the beginning. So we thought, let's extend the actual version. It's a traditional Samoan song. So it was more of an introduction, but just our cultural side, I guess. And the song is actually one of my favorite songs sung to me by my mum when I was younger. And all it is a song about people who have ventured off from their families trying to look for treasures in the world, and all the temptations in the world. But it's really a song for them to come back. Family is the only place where you can find happiness, and that's what that song's all about. And so we thought, at that in the beginning, smash a fuller length of it rather than the short version we have on Ainga clip, and then do the exact same thing on the clip and get into Ainga from that piece.
Right. That makes it even more awesome. Like, it was an awesome way to start anyway, but now after knowing that story, it's like, full respect, guys. That's really cool.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a good way to link into showing like our roots, like where we're coming from. So yeah, we do, and it's also something. We haven't heard any other metal album that kind of starts with something like that. There were a couple of examples, but yeah, we thought just
guys. I'll check it on. I'll pump the volume up, and I was just expecting to be smashed between the eyes, and then it's like, hang on, have I got the right album?
Yeah, it's kind of like a setup. Just to calm me down, and then boom,
thinking like,
right so put on the wrong album.
The right song. Do I have the right album? Fuck.
And the album cover featuring a blindfolded Polynesian warrior mid-battle cry holding traditional weaponry. It's a graphically awesome image, guys, but how does it tie in with the themes on the album?
Oh, great question. We haven't got there yet. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Doing interviews now, people have heard the album and seen the cover. We've been talking about it mysteriously for a while now.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's like a crack
Yeah.
of an album too, guys. It was really, really blew me away. It's done well.
Thank you. Thank you.
Cheers, Kris. I guess just briefly, that image ties with the title. So my translated to English is awake, and so the image is of our chief. In fact, it's the same chief. It's in Lemano and Ainga. It's he's like our Shepherd's Reign chief, Fili's brother, and it's him. He's blindfolded, so it's the image is kind of portraying him awakening from a dark substance. So it's like him awakening from that, emerging from it, and I guess about to break free from his blindfold. Well, that's how I kind of interpret it.
Tough, mate. If he was coming at me, I don't care if you had a blindfold on or not, I'd run the other way. He's a big boy.
Yeah. I guess I think all of us got it on point. That's pretty much it. So that's my brother-in-law, and we've used him as our chief for since Lemanu, and we're just going to keep using him, and he's pretty much become our mascot.
Very cool.
Yeah, he loves us. He loves chilling with us, and he doesn't mind showing himself on cameras and on photos. That's pretty.
Because like your music blends your Polynesian culture and heritage with a metal landscape, guys. But how hard is it to actually get the balance right when creating music? Like I suppose you've got to be loyal and respectful to your culture, and adding those metal elements into it. Like, is there a line that you can cross, or do you have to be careful?
Well, it's not really tricky, because the thing that we've got different than other Samoan artists is a lot of them love to sing about the beautiful side of our culture. So we're coming through the other way. We're coming through telling stories about some darker moments in our history. And I guess singing about darker things in our history is easy to bring over to the middle side, because the middle's the best genre to write those in, I reckon. Like, you can write anything that's sort of dark in the past, write about it and it becomes huge. So it's not too bad. It's not too bad, as long as we're not hardcore swearing and things like that. That's where the culture is, because our culture is very respectful, and we've been held high for a while now. So if they were to see us out there, real bad language, things like that, then that's a no-no for us, I guess. That'll be the only time we cross the line, sort of thing. Yeah. But we've talked about some pretty intense subjects. Death. Or pretty much, death is the most intense subject that we could think of. And we've sung about it, and we've done it in a way where we can do it respectfully and not cross that line with the lyrics. Yeah, music's okay. I think the music's okay. Heavier it is, the better, I reckon.
Oh, damn straight. Now, like, the Polynesian people are very culturally proud people, but being in Shepherd's Reign, like, I'm guessing you would have explored your culture and your history a lot more than if you weren't singing about all the time. So, like, what's being in this band actually taught you about your culture and your history?
What's something about the band?
That's a good question.
What's it actually taught you? Because you'd be living it every day instead of just like thinking about it every now and then.
Well, no, that's a question for you.
I thought about that one for ages.
Nice one. Yeah, I guess what we're doing now, it's making us, I guess me personally, but dig into our culture and our stories more than what we would have if we didn't write songs with it. So just doing that, because I guess everyone's culture is part of you, like even by doing nothing, like say if Samoan or whatever, your culture is your culture, but you don't always look into it unless you kind of do it unless you live it every day in your lifestyle. Or if you can easily, in the modern world, like if you live in New Zealand or Australia, just go about your life without looking into it. But with us, working on our music like that, it's just looking into researching our stories more, and talking to our elders and family members about it. You just find out interesting stuff. And another thing we're talking about, it's like when we started doing music in the Samoan language, and then people started recognizing us for that. It was kind of from then on, we kind of felt a responsibility to portray our culture in our music in a good way. Yeah. And like, because we're probably the only metal band singing in Samoan, like there's a kind of slight pressure to do that properly and not F it up. Yeah.
That's true. I mean, because me and Oliver, we grew up differently, and I grew up from a typical island family, so I'm close with my Samoan language. I was brought up speaking Samoan and understanding Samoan. So it's always been there, but I think the cool thing about what Shepherd's Reign's done is that I now know, geez, Samoa's been, like, my culture's been there the whole time. I was growing up, but it's really interesting until we started singing in Samoan, and then I started researching on new stories and new material that we sing about, of the dark ages that I was talking about. And it's just been really cool seeing some new stories pop up and knowing what people used to do back in the day, and just little things like that. It's just funny and it's cool, and I'm very proud. Like you said, we're very proud people, and I'm proud as to be Samoan, and I'll show the world that I'm Samoan, and that's the goal for me and all of our other Samoans in the band.
Full respect, boys. Full respect. And Shepherd's Reign also announced a New Zealand tour starting in Auckland on September 2nd and travelling through, this is where I'm going to get the names wrong, Otaki, Wangari, Wanganui, before finishing in New Plymouth on October 14th. How'd I go with them, all right?
Good. 2 out of 3. Yeah.
That's better than my normal strike rate, believe me.
Yeah, pretty good. Otaki and New Plymouth, bang on.
Yeah.
I think the other one was Whanganui.
Wanganui?
Yeah,
Right.
Whanganui, yeah.
Very cool. So back to the question, like, what can fans do for those shows?
Well, right now, currently we're on our list, and kind of lead the songs from the album. Who knows, a couple of oldies. And yeah, I just expect everything you hear from the album sung and performed as it is. Our band's one of the bands that try and keep everything as it is in the recordings, like as tight as we can, so that people hear our songs, they're like, yes. And then when it comes to one of their favorite parts, and then, oh, are they gonna play it? Yes, they played it. That type of buzz. I know many bands that have songs that they play and it's like totally different from the recording, and you're like, oh, what the fuck? They didn't play my favorite part. But yeah, we try and make sure that we have everything in there, which is why I have that guitar in there as well, trying to keep all of these little elements played live. Yeah.
Oh. And you were last in Australia with Devilskin a couple of years ago, so you got any plans to come back for a headlining tour, mate? Like, the people want it, the people are calling.
Yes, could do, but we can't reveal yet. But that's the plan.
All right. Well, I'm not going to argue with you.
Yeah.
I'll just have to talk with you a bit more when we announce that, then, won't we?
Yeah, definitely, Chris.
All right, guys. Thanks very much for your time. It's been an absolute pleasure talking with you. The album Ala Mai is out August the 25th, and like I said before, it's an absolute cracker of an album. I'm not just talking shit here. It's really good, guys. So congratulations, and hopefully we see you out here in the near future.
Thanks,
man. Thanks a lot, Chris. Thanks for your time.
Samoa! Saung ia kau kaua! Ia kau ia makwakau! Ia whai ia mawai! Le manu, saung ia!